Good morning, everybody. This is kind of going to be a little bit of a weird stream. Yesterday, I did day 7 in like 3 different sessions, and that's not cool. The first one, I tried to use a approach that just didn't work. That wasn't. I mean, that happens, right? But then the second stream, I got interrupted, and I was on like BRB for like 5 minutes before I quit it, and then came back for 5 minutes to finish up part 2. And I like to export these to YouTube afterwards, and that's not a very good. I don't want to edit that and splice it together. It would probably actually be quicker, I thought, for me to just destroy my work for part day 7 and just redo it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. And then I can move on to day 6 or day 8, because I don't want to do. Let's see, delete. Bye. I don't want to get started on day 8 while day 7 is still sort of ugly. So I'm going to go ahead and copy day 6. I believe that's where I copied from yesterday. Now, of course, this is going to be easier for me just because I know what I'm doing. I've solved it before. So, and the prompt's going to be a little bit weird too, right? Because I have the stars here already. So like the answers are there. All right, so here we are in day 7. Let's get rid of our inputs. And let's go look at main.go. We're going to have to make slice int load input next day. We don't need it next day. Part 1. Let's get rid of this. Testing. This. All right. All right. Let's go to day 7. If you recall, the prompt was that there was a giant whale that is trying to eat us. There's a swarm of crabs, little tiny crabs in tiny little submarines, apparently with blasters. And they're going to blast a hole in the cave wall. But we have to get them at the same sort of horizontal level. But the problem is that we want to use as little fuel as possible for their little tiny crab submarines. Through this SR input test. Save that and close it. Grab my input down here. Close out of that, close out of that. Okay, so for the first part right here, sorry, my voice is weird. I just woke up. The idea is that we need to find sort of the optimal place to put them. I tried to do some weird crap yesterday where, first I'll tell you what doesn't work is I thought maybe I'd make a map of them. So, for example, for this test, say 0, there's 1 at 0, 2 at 1, 3 at 2, 1 at 4, 1 at 7, one at 14, one at 16, and test the fuel requirements for each move as it collapses sort of down in on itself. That did not work. So here I am. I'm just going to brute force it. So let's get on with it. Let me collapse this down. Oh, and another thing, not only for yesterday, not only did I like have to interrupt, but because yesterday was my last day at my work, I had to ship all my equipment back, and like the docking station that I was using now required me to run some different cables to my personal laptop, which meant that like the aspect ratio was off for the stream. So, you know, there was like a huge, like you can only see, I didn't notice at first, but you can only see like a third of my screen, which was not fun. Okay, so let's figure out what we should have here. All right, so 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, I should have done this as I was saying it, 3, 4, 1, 7, 1, 14, 1, 16, 1. Okay. So that's what we want the input to be. Let's go ahead and test it. Shouldn't work. That's not spelled right. What's, jeez. Sorry. All right, it fails. Oh, because it's adding, I remember from the day before we sort of filled in the blanks. We don't want to do that. So this is where we had filled in the blanks. Okay, passes it. Now another thing that I want to do is find the uppermost and lowermost bound of these numbers. So what I'll do is make an ordered slice. And we're going to pull out this input and set it as, oh, my dog's barking at something. He shouldn't be barking at something. Oh, did I just pull that out? All right, hold on, I gotta check on the dog. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we're gonna load the input. ordered slice, put input here, and what we want, right, to come out of that first, well, I mean, we should probably just pass this map into it. That's, yeah, let's do that instead. Then it won't depend on, okay, so inputs that, and what we want as our output is a list ints that are, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 16. All right. Go test it. Can't, of course. What we're going to be bringing in is this map. What we're going to be returning is list of ints, right? And what we're going to do is initialize that, return that at the very end. All right, now we're going to iterate through this data. Remember when we iterate through a map, we order through key and value. We don't care about the value. In arrange data. And I saw somebody the other day do kind of an interesting way of adding this stuff where they just said, oh, I guess I'm not making a map, am I? I'll do it up here. I'm going to see if it works. After I do this, we'll just ordered slice append, ordered slice key. I think it's, no, it's not doing it in order. What's it mad about here? Simplify key expression. Whatever. I think let's test it. I think it's not, I think it's like not in order. Yeah, so it's not in order. We need to sort it first. Not there. Sort. Sort ints, and then what the slice is. Okay. Again, I know some of this from yesterday. Right now, ordered slice should be sorted. And it passes. All right. One thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to comment this out and see. I saw somebody the other day. I was watching a stream, just do this. I'm gonna see if it works. It does. Cool. All right, so this changes my life significantly, right? Before I've been having to really care a ton. Like if I'm not going to be assessing the value, then I can just do this. All right, so that's pretty cool, like that. All right, so now I have my test for this, right? Now I think we're ready for the part 1 test. Okay. And we want the 37 fuel to be the answer. All right. That's not going to work because part 1 still has this nonsense and this part 2 doesn't exist. Let's make it exist. Let's not make it exist. Let's comment it out. All right. So we need to start this with a counter, right? We're going to count the fuel, total fuel. And what we're going to need to do is do an infinite for loop, right? Right? And we're going to be removing things from this data map. So the first step we're going to want to do is have some logic for if the length of data is equal to 1, that means that there's, is that what it equals? No, we don't want to do this anymore. We don't want to do a for loop. Or like this infinite for loop. What we want to do is iterate through. We need to make what do we need to do? Okay, we need to get that ordered slice. So range, that's not a protected word. Ordered slice equals right. So here we've got this ordered slice, and then we're going to do for I equals data range 0, right? That should be the smallest one. Up until I is less than or equal. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but ordered slice, no, data range. And we got to get the last one of this data range, right? Which is the length of data range, right? Minus 1 at that index. All right, so, and we're going to I plus it. All right, oops. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just quickly check every number there in between there, right? To see if this is the optimal fuel balance, right? So where I is that number? So now we're going to go through this fuel equals 0. And actually this needs to be a big number. Because we're going to say we want it less than that, right? Right. So this fuel equals 0. And for, I don't know if I'm going to need it. Data key, data value equals data. Right, so now what we're going to do is add those up, right? So we know our target, and we know that this fuel is going to, we're going to add to it whatever the total fuel is, right? And then at the very end, if this fuel is less than total fuel equals this fuel, and then we'll return total fuel, right? Okay. Yeah. That's how we're going to get the lowest amount. Okay. So what do we got now? Now we need to calculate that. So what this calculation is going to be data key, oops, right? So that's the where they are, minus I, right? So that's, oh, we need to find the absolute of that, right? I remember this from yesterday. It's kind of dumb, right? Because you need to turn this into like a float. Right, so in order to do the absolute on it, which is kind of dumb. So here's, it's going to be, what? That works. $64. I said this doesn't need to be an int, does it? Now I'm getting all confused. It's negative 33 is not an int, right? It's just that this is going to be, this is a float 6. data key minus I. Okay, does that work? Int. Fuel. Oh, I need an absolute here. What's going on here? Oh, this is weird. Is it because no, I've got that. I'm gonna get rid of this for a second. Maybe that's ruining everything. Okay, no, it works. Jeez. All right. It works. Now I could probably put that in there. It's just mad that it's not. Okay. That's what I thought I'd. Okay, so now we've got this fuel plus equals, so we're gonna have to turn that into an int, but we have to multiply that fuel use per 1 by the data value, right? That's the number of fish going on here times int fuel. Does that work? Oh, it's a function. Okay. All right. This fuel. So this will. Let's go ahead and try that then. I think that should test fine. We'll see. Yep, it does. Go ahead and run our go run main.go, and we do get the value that I got before. Okay. Now the difference for part 2 is that instead of being 1 fuel per turn, the first move costs 1, the second move costs 2, the third move costs 3, the fourth move costs 4. I don't remember what that was called even after looking it up. So what there was a yeah. So it gives you the answer. Yeah. So this is like the summation right here. So what I need to do is it's like same thing as the rest of it, right? But when I'm calculating the fuel here, I'm going to take the absolute value, right? And then I'm going to make another one here with this with this value, right? So it's going to be absolute fuel times absolute fuel plus 1. And that is all. Wait, where's my absolute fuel and plus 1? Yeah, divided by 2. And instead of that, I'm going to be doing that there. Let's make a quick test for it to make sure that we did that correctly. Part 2. They think that the result all right, let's go ahead and test it. It passes. Let's run it. Uncomment out where we tell it to run it. And yep, we get that same answer. All right. So that is a quick and dirty rehash of what happened yesterday with part 7. I will be doing part 8 later today. Hope you enjoyed. I am going to see if there's anywhere I can send anyone. If I can spell things right. No, looks like there's no live streams. All right, so I'm just going to let everybody go. Take care. Have a great day. See you later on today.